Recorded live on location at the Generation X Comics and Games Studio, it's Trade Paper Hacks, episode 37, with your hosts, Mark and Alex.
Thank you, announcer boy.
Yeah, he did a good job this week.
You know, he's done a lot of good jobs lately.
Has he now?
Yeah, he had a short summer gig being the corporate liaison for Fox Studios on the Fantastic Four film.
So that's where he was during vacation.
Yeah, that's what he did while we were off that month. And
Okay.
he's like, guys, I got a lot of edits I'd like to just run by you. It seems like
This is gonna make this perfect. Everybody's gonna love it.
Yep.
especially the director, he's gonna love it. Don't tell him; it'll be a surprise. Okay, so as announcer boy kindly told you, you're listening to Trade Paper Hacks. My name is Alex Lee. I'm joined by my co-patriot in comic books, Mark Thompson.
Hello.
And we are coming to you live from Generation X Comics and Game Studios over here in beautifully hot and horrible Bedford, Texas.
Southeast corner of Harwood and 121, right next to Hell.
Where it's 104 degrees at 10 p.m.
Yeah. Is that really what it is? Right this
Probably.
second? We recorded really late on a Monday this week because Tech Booth got
102.
sick.
It's 102.
Tech Booth was sick. So let's go ahead and introduce the sick boy himself. Because you're ill. You're currently ill.
Chilling it out.
Over there working all of the politically correct knobs. Jason Dyer himself, Tech Booth.
I'll do whatever you say. Just get that death wiener away from me.
Say hi, Tech Booth.
Hi, Tech Booth.
I found a whole bunch of new drops.
Yeah, that's all he did for the past week was drops.
Yes, not show prep.
No,
Zero show prep.
Yeah, we don't believe in that.
Okay, so we're going to talk a few topics tonight. We're actually going to go into, we might talk some Dr.Strange rumors that came out, kind of the tone of the film. We're going to address that a little bit.
We haven't given that movie much voice yet.
There hasn't been a lot to talk about.
But it's Doctor Strange. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And it's a Marvel film, so it can't be that bad. The worst it could be is average.
And you know what? An average pretty good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not bad.
Sure.
I watched it again today. It's good.
Yeah, and
I kind of want to see it again. I want to find somebody who hasn't seen it. Take them to see it.
Well, okay. Y'all can go enjoy that circle jerk. Okay, and then we're also going to talk. You might want to edit that one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one we
That's the
edit
one
out.
that's too
Yeah.
far. Not jobs or anything
Not any
else.
of this other stuff.
That's
Gotcha.
the one that's too far.
Moving on.
Now everyone's wondering.
What did you say?
So what else are we talking about, Alex?
We'll cover last month's sales, July sales.
July sales.
We'll talk July sales. But first, while these suckers were out trying to find an excuse to go see Ant-Man a second time,
Right,
and instead of doing something that would actually contribute to the show, like a good member of our tiny 3-person community, our triad.
Our sausage fest.
Sure.
Our TV's party.
I went to a breakfast viewing of Fantastic Four.
How was that?
The breakfast was delicious.
Yeah?
I got 5 pancakes, and they were big, fluffy ones.
Do they
It was-
consider that a short stack?
No, it was a tall stack.
Did you like the Asian joke I just gave you?
Oh, that's
good.
racist.
yeah.
A
You should
little.
see his pants. They're rolled up like 4 inches.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Cool. I can respect that. Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so I went and saw Fantastic Four, and of course, I actually
Did you go
saw it.
alone?
I went alone. I see
Okay.
movies alone.
Okay.
And I tell
Wait,
you,
you didn't even make your wife go with you on this one?
no,
You
my
didn't buy her
wife.
breakfast? God.
Hell no. She was actually at a famous blogger who does Pilates.
Okay.
It was doing a local thing. So she was off with her friends that morning, and I'm like, I'm hungry. There's nobody here to make me breakfast.
I'm going to take care of myself by going to a movie and
Yeah.
producing content for my show.
Yes, and I'm gonna do 2 birds, 1 stone. 9 a.m. showing. Get there about 8:30. Order my food. Eating pancakes the second the trailers roll. And I tell you, there's nothing better than a Star Wars trailer with a mouthful of buttermilk.
Pancakes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, and I wasn't even thrilled. Honestly, I know this is off topic. I wasn't even thrilled about the Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
But when you see it on the big screen, you can't help but
yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
be into
exactly.
it. It's
You
the
get that
same-
little feeling in here watching it on the big screen going, okay, this is cool looking, right?
Yeah, I can
Awesome.
get into it. And I I enjoyed it. It was interesting. So Fantastic Four. Eventually, the trailers ended, and Fantastic Four started. I was about halfway through my pancakes.
Man, that's pretty quick.
I saw it on Sunday.
You eat pancakes very slowly, don't you?
There's a lot of pancake.
Is that-
A lot of pancake.
A lot of pancake.
Five big ones.
How many waffles does that translate to?
About 3.
Right on. Yeah.
What kind of waffles?
Belgian big ass ones.
What about the French toast ratio? Is that
French toast is a different batter, man.
French
That's
toast?
French toast.
Yep.
We're off topic. Can I get to? I know we're dodging
All right.
Fantastic Four.
So did you?
Oh, yeah, everybody else is.
Yeah. Okay, I
Did
saw it on
anybody
Sunday.
walk out of the theater, or how many people were with you?
Okay, well, let me start off here. I saw it Sunday morning,
Okay.
which is very non-nerd of me to not go opening midnight
Yeah.
release.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
We have work and stuff.
No, I had no excuse. I could have totally made it.
That's true.
And there was very few people in the theater.
Okay.
Nobody.
10? Less than 10?
6, 7, and one group of guys or 2 guys actually each got up separately in the middle of the movie and spent like 30 minutes in the bathroom,
Oh wow.
and like with an overlap of about 10 minutes between two
This
of them.
movie was so engrossed that you were keeping time of how long other people were
I was
gone.
sitting kind of up in the front where everybody would have to walk in front of me, and
Like
these
Batman.
and these guys were so they were uniquely shaped.
Okay.
And this dude had a dick nose. And it distracted me every time he walked by. And he had one of those old man noses that kind of comes out a little longer and then does a flat stop and then kind of a droop down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a schlong sausage nose, man. It's,
Okay. Gotcha. That's some issues.
Eventually, we're going to get to Fantastic Four. So here's the thing. Seeing it on Sunday, I heard all of these reviews prior to me going.
Okay.
And I'd already seen that Rotten Tomatoes had it pegged at about 9-10%.
Yeah.
And tons of bad reviews. I never actually read any of them because I didn't want to be biased.
Right.
Because I'm responsible. Unlike the people that are listening to us right now.
Lazy too.
And by the way, there's no spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers out because I know these two haven't seen it.
I've read reviews about it.
I was going to ask you a bunch of questions.
You can ask me questions. Just try to keep them spoiler free. I might make up answers.
Okay, cool.
I reserve the right to make
Be
up
better
answers.
in the movie.
It probably, yeah, you can tell us your own fantastic vision of this.
By Josh Trank at it.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
everybody has their own fantastic
your
vision.
very
of
own
this.
trinket.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and say I think the Rotten Tomatoes score was a little unfair.
It was too low?
It was
They
too
rated
low.
it
So the
too
way
low?
Rotten Tomatoes works for those who are uninitiated, they take everybody's reviews, which could be on a 0 to 10 or a 1 to 5 or
Okay.
anything, and they say, is that a good rating or a bad rating? They make it a binary score, and then they average out that binary.
Okay.
So whatever percentage gave a good, whatever percentage gave a bad. So it gives an unfair. If everybody gave it a 3 out of 10, that's technically, if 50% of the audience gave it a 3 out of 10, that's 50% of the audience said it was a bad movie or not approved. The Rotten Tomato score would be at a 50.
Okay.
Assuming that
Okay.
the other 50% liked the movie. And that's how that works with Rotten Tomatoes. That's why your Metacritics will actually take an average and re-aggregate everything
Okay.
and create it. But Rotten Tomatoes says, is it a binary, yes, no, and what percentage approved?
Okay.
So that kind of takes out that subjectiveness and says, did you like it, did you not like it?
So you think, so are you kind of.
I think 10% is too low, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but do you think that the reason it's too low is because it became the thing to jump on? Like, we were waiting for a movie to kick on.
Man, they've been talking crap about this movie since
That's what
the
I'm
day it was
saying.
announced.
That's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say.
And it deserves every bit of hate it got. Okay, so
All right.
I don't think it's at 10%. I think it's a little bit more watchable than that. I personally gave it a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I don't know.
I gave Ant-Man a 5, and this is 2 blips lower than that. It's below average. It's a below average film. It was not unwatchable though.
Okay.
It really, really wasn't.
So what do you consider an unwatchable movie?
Yeah.
The most recent Transformers, that is
I would give you that.
that is as damn near impossible to sit through without checking your watch.
Okay. All right.
I'll give you that. That was a bad one.
Jaws 3.
Is it? Would you?
For Jaws 1 being the perfect film,
Right. Jaws 3 is the anti-Jaws.
Jaws 3 is just horrible.
Would you consider a film unwatchable if you've seen it a couple times but can't remember anything about it?
No, I don't think. I think you have to go off your initial appreciation of the film. But
Okay.
if you didn't like it then and you like it later, you're more than welcome to change your score. I don't know if you can go the other direction. I think that
if you
if something
just
didn't,
rate it down.
you can't say something didn't age well if it was perfect for the time.
No, but you can't grow in your respect for filmography and
You can.
for all that. Like you can grow up a little bit and go, okay, all right, that was a crap movie, just like we do now. Have you ever tried to watch He-Man?
Oh yeah,
Like, from back in the day,
Yeah,
like
dude, yeah, watch He-Man, watch the original Ninja Turtles now.
yeah,
It's
or like
bad.
Disney's Gummy Bears. Like you just can't get away with a good episode.
like it's okay.
Yeah,
It's rough. When I was watching it the entire time, and I didn't want to say that I pre-biased myself, but that preview score I gave it last week,
Yeah.
when I predicted,
did
like,
predict it
I go,
there.
this is how it's going to be, and now there's a flashback I'll give y'all here, and y'all got to do, you know?
okay.
Sepia tones and all of the good stuff.
Yes. I said the first act will be interesting, intriguing, kind of science-y, and kind of set the score, and you're like, okay, this is kind of looking good, right?
Yeah.
Kind of looking good. I said the second act's going to be boring as crap. Like, it'll be post them getting their powers and be them just doing discovery work on them and them kind of coming to terms with who they are. I'm like, okay, well, the second act's going to be boring, and the third act's going to be some hodgepodge forced superhero crap that they're going to do poorly.
Right.
I nailed it.
Okay.
I nailed it.
Every review I said gave that exact
Yeah.
listing of how this movie.
I
the
gave
first
it a
hour.
week early.
The first hour was the only hour worth watching.
I tell you,
Isn't it only like an hour and 30 something minutes?
it feels short, but it feels like it's like your entire morning if you see it in the morning. I got out of
This day's
here.
ruined.
I got out like 11:45. All right. It wasn't too bad though. I think the first half. What sucks is the first half. The first act is a three act movie. Very much so. Like you feel like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Very, very defined. Act 1 though, it's kind of like, all right, man. People were just being mean to this movie.
Okay.
This isn't that bad. This is like Ant-Man. It really that like that Ant-Man, like, okay, they're just setting stuff up and it's like, yeah, let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. But whereas Ant-Man went off and did what it was supposed to do, this sucker just fell off the rails.
Right.
And it just, you see it do this.
It turns out to be the train wreck everybody predicted.
It really did. It really did. And you could tell it's a cheap movie. I think this movie was only, when I heard Josh Trank talk to Kevin Smith on his podcast, don't go listen to that, so you're done here. When I heard Josh Trank go and talk to him, it's like $120 million. So your average blockbuster film's 200, 220.
Yeah.
And this sucker was for 120, and it shows. It shows
Yeah,
bad.
I heard some of the CG work had some issues.
Some of the
So
CG
you
was
heard an
awful.
interview with Kevin Smith and Josh Trank?
Kevin Smith is in the middle. Now this is, God, we're plugging somebody else's show, but it's so intriguing how this is going to go.
Yeah, but we're
he's
Kevin
at-
Smith fans. So
We
yeah,
are.
right?
He's at part 3 of a 4-part interview process with Josh Trank. And the thing is, he hasn't done it all in one day and split it up into 4 episodes. Josh Trank's been coming back every week. And so Josh Trank's going to go in for part 4 after the movies come out, after all these reviews have come out. And honestly, Kevin Smith's just been,
Jerking him off the whole time.
the entire time.
Your movie's so great, man. It's so
No,
hard
but I
to
mean, like, rightfully so. His other stuff's been really cool. Chronicle was cool.
Guardians of Gahul.
What?
No, anyway.
Oh.
Did he do that?
No.
I think so. We're just pulling out names. No, he did Chronicle.
No, he actually Chronicles are like his only
Chronicle's
big
good.
thing.
I like
He
Chronicle.
was the assistant director on Big Fan, which was an indie film that you have to see. It had what's the really funny guy from Shield and all the other stuff, and he's a big nerd. Patton Oswalt.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a Netflixer. If you ever have the opportunity to watch it, it's really, really good.
Let's go check that out.
Sports film. Okay, so but he has credibility. We were all nervous that could he handle a budget like this?
Well,
Could
yeah,
he, could he do
we
anything?
knew he had credibility behind him, but
Yeah, it is. You run and you worry, and the entire film is just crashes, and you just watch it. You're along for the ride. It's just like,
Do you have a character specific question or anything that you want to
yeah. Ask me questions because there's some really cool things I can tell you without spoilers.
did whenever they travel to whatever alternate dimension they're going to, was there any mention of any of the stuff from that?
No. Okay, so
Okay, so it's completely virgin area. They have no idea of anything on
So
that side.
they didn't hit into the negative zone and make a reference to Annihilus.
there's zero Annihilus. Annihilus would have been a perfect villain for this movie, and they shoehorned in Doom.
Yeah.
That's bad when you have to shoehorn in Doom. Doom, the guy that is,
On top of
the
everything. right
yeah,
now.
pretty
Now,
much the evil of the Marvel universe.
Here's the thing: the actor that plays Doom, before the accident. Well, I assume it's the same actor afterwards. Does a good job. He's a good.
Okay.
He's very. He plays the role how they wanted him to play it. The afterwards when Doom comes out, it's not a good interpretation of Doom. They don't give Doom the right things to do, but it's still sinister.
Yeah, but is there magic?
Does he fuse magic and technology? I mean,
you're
that's
gonna
what
have to
Doom
see
is.
that, but what he does is still evil.
Okay.
Like, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, but what he does is evil until it becomes too comic booky.
Okay.
So hang out for that. Just watch that. I
So it
think
goes
you'll.
over
I
the
think you'll
top.
watch part of it and go, okay, I see where Alex was
So-
saying that this guy's a bad guy, and you could tell, and this is a good version of him.
I got another question for you. Is Thing as emo as he appears to be from the trailers?
Thing is in the movie, very little.
Really?
Like, he's in the movie. He's a big thing.
He's a big thing.
Yeah.
There used to be such strong hands. He looks exactly like a red rock biter from Neverending Story.
At least
I can
he
see
doesn't
that.
look like rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah, no rubber suit. He's in the movie a little bit, but they don't ever flesh out anybody. That's the problem.
Okay.
Nobody gets fleshed out. And I don't think at any, oh my God, I don't think at any single time, and this doesn't spoil anything, outside of the final fight scene, which of course all four have to be there and everything after that, I don't think Ben and Sue are ever in the same room together.
That's one of the big critic problems.
Really?
Is there is no interaction between them until the fight starts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that seems like a miss.
That's the part of Fantastic Four. They're a family. They all have
Yeah.
connections to each other in different ways, and you need to explore that. And apparently, that was a failing of this movie.
And it, you know what? I don't think that was a theme they were ever really going for. I think they were worried more about the family, the generational family.
Yeah.
They set up, okay, you're supposed to be attached to this person, you're supposed to be attached to this person, and then over here, separate from those folk, these people are attached.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they want to hopefully bring that all together. But they don't ever do that. I think you feel the attachments that they set up and spend most of the movie on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that family feeling's ever there. I don't know if they were actually going for that. They should have.
Because that's what Fantastic Four is.
But you have to separate yourself from that. You had to say, okay, the Fantastic Four is one interpretation, but this interpretation's its own story. So let's acknowledge that it doesn't have to live up to the family themes. It doesn't have to live up to these things. Obviously, you're missing the point, but we have to acknowledge it's its own movie.
Sure.
And even then, it
But if
doesn't hit the things it tried to hit.
Yeah,
so
if
it's still a miss.
If it still doesn't work, then there's a problem there, and
Right.
you need to relook at how you try to present this.
So you still gonna watch it, Mark?
Yeah, I still have plans to watch it.
You have to still go see
I couldn't
it.
find one. I tried to go find one today. I couldn't find one in 3D.
Don't, no.
I know.
Why
I'm just
waste
saying
the
that-
money
There
on
isn't
3D?
one. No, time out. There isn't one. At one point, late in production, Josh Trank said, nope, we're pulling 3D. We're not going to do 3D production.
Wow.
He pulled it out late in production, so something went wrong.
God, I wish I had the background story on what went on
Maybe you'll
between the
get
studio
that.
and Trank. I
Maybe
really
we'll
want to
hear
know
that in
that.
some upcoming interviews.